Hi, what's up everybody? Another episode of the Travel Stories. So today we have
Lashan.
He has a YouTube channel too, and it's really crazy. Like, I met him at a YouTube event and he moved from Australia, you know, the hot, amazing country of Australia,
to a place about 40, 50, 60 degrees colder.
Yeah, to Montreal. I don't understand why you did that, but
I have a lot of reasons.
I'm sure all the reasons are on your channel if people want to find out.
I have a video about it which sort of explains everything, I think.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I asked him like if he has any crazy travel stories, and of course, as any other travel vlogger and traveler, he does. So what's your story?
So the story starts about back in 2014, at the end of my 3-month trip through Europe. So after my exchange here for 1 semester, I traveled through Europe through 46 cities in 20 countries over 89 days.
That's a lot of places.
It's a lot of places. I was going pretty far. So like on average it was about three days in a city, and then like bigger places was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
But it was at the end of the trip and I was in Istanbul. So I traveled from Lisbon to Istanbul across Europe. And I was in Istanbul. I stayed there for 5 days, and I think I had a couple more days left in my trip, and I really wanted to go to this place called Cappadocia in the middle of Turkey. What this place is, if you don't know, it's this absolutely surreal desert landscape in the middle of Turkey. It's sort of just this huge plateau, and like this, I'd describe it as sort of the Wild West on Mars. So you have these crazy sort of like rock chimneys scattered throughout this landscape, and also just random like horses in stables like walking around and things everywhere, and like
I'll try to find some footage so you guys can like kind of imagine the setting of it.
It's really cool, and also just like underground cities and like cave houses and things like that.
Wow, okay, I gotta go now.
Yeah, it's amazing. So basically, like, I really wanted to go to this place, but the thing is, I was in Istanbul at the end of July. So basically that was towards the end of Ramadan, and I think after Ramadan there's this festival called Eid. So basically what happens during Eid is that everyone in Istanbul leaves Istanbul, taking up every form of public transport
to go visit like family?
To go family, to go traveling, to do whatever. It doesn't matter, because like they fill up every single spot on every bus, every train, everything. Ooh. So I'm trying to get to this place. I didn't know about this. So I'm trying to book like a bus or a train or something to Cappadocia about 2 days in advance. And like basically like everything is full. I find one bus with like 2 seats, like to go to Gorama, which is in a town in Cappadocia. And like, I can't buy the ticket because to buy a ticket online you need a Turkish credit card. I don't have one, but we do have a travel agent in the hostel I'm staying at. So I go down to the reception, go to the guy. I'm like, hey, I want to go to Cappadocia in 2 days, and he just starts laughing at me. And I'm like, okay. So like, I tell him about the bus, and he opens up his laptop, and the tickets are sold by the time he gets to the page.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh god, like I really want to go to this place, because my plan was like, I already traveled through Europe for 3 months, had an epic time, wanted to finish on a high note. I wanted to go to Cappadocia and take a hot air balloon ride over the top of the place at sunrise. That was my like,
kind of like the combination of like the great trip.
Yeah, I wanted to finish on a high note, do that, come back to Istanbul, fly back to Australia. And like I had a decent amount of money like left over, so I was willing to spend all of it just to do this. So in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, last resort, I can like buy a flight, which is about half an hour, costs 350 euros.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bit much, but I was trying to find cheaper ways. So by that point I was pretty like a seasoned traveler, so I was trying every little trick I could find, so I knew about. So I made the trek to go to the bus company in Istanbul to see if I could just negotiate, see if I could just grab a seat. I go there, I say I want to go to Cappadocia, he says get out, like no. So they're really straight to the point in Istanbul.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I was like, no, stop wasting our time, leave. And I'm like, okay.
Rent a car?
Could be an option. I didn't really think about that too much, but I got back home, got back to my hostel after exploring. It was 11 p.m. I was on my laptop. I exhausted all my options. I'm like, okay. I was about to buy the the flight ticket, and I hear a knock on the door, and like the door opens, and like out pops head of the travel agent. He's like, I found a ticket. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yes, let's go. So I run down. We buy the ticket. I'm like, yes, finally, okay, we can go. I'm going to Cappadocia. I booked my hostel and everything. Only catch with this this bus ticket to go to Cappadocia. It's from this. It leaves from this place called Thesis, which is it's place on. It's in. On the east side of Istanbul, on the Asian side of Istanbul.
Okay.
But I can't find this place on Google Maps, and the guy can't help me out either. So I'm like, okay, like at this point, like, cause I've been traveling for such a long time, pretty like chill, laid back and everything. I'm like, I'll just figure it out when I get there. It should be pretty close to like the ferry state, like the ferry port and everything. So I'll be fine.
Taxi drivers know.
Taxi drivers do know as well. So I was like, I should be okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this is, but I should be okay. I leave my hostel about an hour before the bus leaves. I'm on the ferry going across. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, maybe I should try to find this place again. So I whip out my phone. I have this offline maps app on my phone. And I already searched for it before, but it didn't come up with anything. But this time, instead of searching Samandra Thesis, which are 2 words, I just search the word Samandra, and I get a result. And I'm like, so I look at it. So Samandra is a suburb in Istanbul, on the very, 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 very far eastern edge of Istanbul. Istanbul is a huge place. It's as big as like Greater Sydney. Like imagine like, I would say about like, at least twice the size of the island of Montreal. Maybe more, probably more, and also completely dense the entire way through, and I'm in the middle of it. So I was freaking out because I had about 45 minutes from like at this point. I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. I need to go. Yeah. I need to go. And like I get off the ferry, and I'm like storming through the ferry dock terminal thing. I'm thinking, okay, there's no way in hell I can take public transport. I have to take a taxi. But I also heard like so many horror stories about
scams and like pricing.
Yes, just like people ripping you off like crazy. So like so I ran to the ATM machine, withdrew 500 lira. So like €1 is 3 lira. That gives you an idea. Like it was a lot of money, just in case I got like ripped off hardcore.
Okay.
So I go through, but like I'm also like trying to avoid getting scammed. So I'm like storming through like the main taxi rank area, and like all these taxi drivers are like yelling at me.
Yeah, like, they swarm you. They see you.
They're really aggressive. They're like sometimes they'll grab your hand and things, and I'm just like storming through with my backpack. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm like just keep out of my way. Not gonna interact with you. I keep going, and like. I walk past this guy, this Turkish guy with like a huge, like a very typical like Turkish mustache, like just chilling on the side, like on the back of his car, like on the boot of his car, having a smoke, just relaxing and everything. I walk past him and he doesn't pay like any attention to me, and I'm like, that's the guy. So I go up to him. I have my ticket, and he just sees like Samandra Thesis, like the time, which is about like I don't know, like 35 minutes away, and like looks at Samandra Thesis. Like time, looks at me, Samandra Thesis, time, me. Okay, go. So like we open the boot, we throw the bags in, I hop in the car and he just floors it, and I'm just like, oh my god, because
like, he knows. He knows. He's a taxi driver.
Yeah,
he knows how long it takes him to get there.
Yeah, so he's just like he's racing through, and like I'm freaking out because he's just like he's going at about like I don't know, at least 100k an hour. Through like the tight streets of Istanbul, and then like gets on the highway, so it's like goes even faster, maybe 120.
Honking, like
yeah, it's like weaving in and out of traffic, and like I'm so tense at this point. Like in the passenger seat, I'm like thinking, okay, Lashan, like you're either gonna make it to Cappadocia or you're gonna die. Yeah. So I am like, oh my god, and I'm trying to like at this point I'm like I'm not gonna calm down until I'm on that bus.
Yeah.
Cause like at this point like. Yeah, like he's just racing through like across bridges and like all this stuff. I'm like I'm not taking any video or anything at this point because like I can't think. But I get all the way to Samandra Thesis bus station, and I get off. He gives me my bags, and he just sees me freaking out, and he's just like, calm down. And then like it comes time to pay, and it's only 45 lira. So
wow.
It's like €15. I found like the one like decent taxi driver in Istanbul.
Nice.
Just out of luck. I'm like, thank God. So I get to this. So at this bus station, I have about 15 minutes left at this point. So I'm like,
you kind of made it.
Yeah,
If you can find your bus.
Exactly. So at this bus station, it is complete chaos. There are no bus platform numbers, and it's just a sea of people surrounding this long narrow building. And I can't, like, I go through like the first side through all, like, past all the buses. I can't find my bus. I have to wade through the sea of people, go into the building, wade through more people, and then like go, like, there's apparently another side to this bus station. I go through there. I look around. I can't find my bus. I come back. I'm like, oh my god. I have like about 5 minutes at this point. And I'm like, shit. I go, oh man. I start asking start asking bus drivers at this point, seeing if they can help me out. They're completely useless. They don't help me at all. And I'm like, oh god, because like what's running through my head right now is that I really want to go to this place, and I'm getting a bit.
And you're so close.
I'm so close. I'm starting to get a bit tired of Istanbul. I'm like, if I don't find this bus, I'm gonna be stuck here in like the middle of like nowhere Istanbul. I'm just gonna start crying. I just need to like, in failure, I'm just like, I need to find this bus. So I'm walking around. I have like 2 minutes left. I'm like, oh god, like a minute left. Shit, I can't find it.
Although it's Istanbul, like I'm not. Do they actually leave on time?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I mean, I thought they did. So I was pretty stressed. But after doing another lap, I look back at the first bus I passed originally, and I take a closer look at, like, it was like literally like a paper sign like this.
Yeah.
And that was my bus. And I hop on the bus. I get my bags, hop on the bus. I'm sitting down. I'm just like, I just start laughing.
Oh.
And then I was like, whew, I can finally calm down.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cappadocia, and that's how I got there.
Was it worth it?
Oh yeah. We get there at like before dawn. You see like the hot air balloons like start getting inflated. You go in, and you sort of just rise up over this amazing surreal landscape like as the sun rises. And also, it's one of the best places to do it, because like to do a hot air balloon ride, because there are so many other hot air balloons. So you have the landscape, but there's also hundreds of hot air balloons around you. It's
It reminds me of the thing in Myanmar. It's a really popular thing.
Yeah.
Like one of the big temples.
Yeah, I've heard about
Like,
that.
You see those pictures and it just looks amazing. Anyway.
Yeah, honestly, like one of the top experiences, and I'm so glad I actually made it, so I could actually do it. But
yeah, we had like a similar thing. I think when we went to Southeast Asia and we arrived in Singapore.
Yeah.
We actually were stuck there for a couple more days because it was Chinese New Year's, and just same thing. Everything was just booked. But good thing we had a couch surfing thing, so we just stayed there like an extra 2 days, and then we booked our bus to Myanmar. So
okay.
it wasn't that big of a deal, but like
No.
I know, like when we told our host, we're like, oh yeah, we're planning on leaving tomorrow. She's like, no, you're not leaving tomorrow. It's Chinese New Year. Everything's booked.
Yeah.
So.
Public holidays.
Yep.
Pretty annoying when you're traveling, I find.
Anyway, thanks for the story. I was stressing out for you.
Yeah.
I was like, are you gonna make it? Yeah.
It's one of my favorite stories to tell. Like I think there's like the ones where you sort of like explore somewhere like really cool, or something cool happens, or just intense.
Yeah. Anyway, go check out his channel. Everything about Montreal and all your other travels, like a lot of good content.
Yeah, I do like travel, like it's a mix between sort of travel and sharing my experiences as an Australian expat in Montreal, sort of sharing like all the weird stuff I see and like my experiences settling down here and everything.
And I think we're gonna do a video for your channel, so like
yes.
I'll probably link that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, thanks for that.
No worries.